Hey, beautiful souls. So I'm experimenting here with all of you. I'm a 1-3 in human design, so I'm sure it's like no surprise that I'm experimenting. But one of the things that I love personally is the raw and real, when people just share off the cuff of things, what's going on, what are they experiencing, what are they seeing. I love that. I love that part of humanity. And so I'm not doing that. So I thought, well, I love to receive it. Maybe I should give it, because I always have thoughts and I always have ideas and I always have things I want to share with you. But truthfully, I always put them on a list, and then I'm like, oh, when I get to it, I'll create up a nice little post about it and talk about it in some beautiful words and share it with all of you. But truthfully, like, the content just doesn't get out fast enough. And yeah, so we're going to give this a whirl and see what happens. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you today is something that I'm personally working on and growing through. And I'm so grateful because I had a mentor who called me on this, like called me on it hard in the most beautiful, loving way. And I'm so, so grateful for her. But one of the things that I have struggled with most of my life is scarcity. And scarcity in money, scarcity in time, scarcity in food. Like, I mean, I don't waste anything. I don't buy anything that's unnecessary. This is how I used to live. I shouldn't say in the present. It's how I used to operate. That it wasn't needed. I didn't need it. I could live without it. I didn't need it. I could live without it. Didn't need it. Could live without it. Didn't need it. But if I did buy something, I better get my money's worth. So if I was in a program or a coaching program, or like, you know how sometimes you join a program and then you get access to the vault, or you get access to all these programs, I would make my little list of all the programs, and then I'm like, I gotta get through all these by the time my time's up so that I don't waste it. I get my money's worth. I better join every call. I better have questions prepared for who's ever leading this course or this program or whatever it is. And that was freaking exhausting. And I would put this pressure on myself that I have to get through this course, and I would listen to the course, and then I wasn't even implementing stuff because I was just moving through it so fast so I could get through it so that I got my money's worth. Well, did I really get my money's worth? If I wasn't implementing the stuff, I was just trying to literally get through it, which is another version of checklist, check box, check the box on the checklist. So, you know, I've worked through most of that with money, with food, with programs, but I was in this container with this mentor. I'm still in it. She's amazing. And one week I was asking her questions, and she basically called me on it. Like, I was giving away my power by asking her these questions. What was underneath it? I didn't have any questions that week. I didn't have any questions. I didn't have anything to ask her. So things that I was working through myself that I really didn't need help on, I just needed time to process or land on a decision or whatever it was, I threw in the question box. Well, she brilliantly called me on it, like I was giving away my power to her. They weren't questions. So what was underneath it is I felt like I had to have questions, because if I didn't ask questions, I wasn't getting my money's worth. It's just another form of scarcity. And so I'm so happy she pointed that out to me, because one, I was giving away my power, and two, I almost had shifted the scarcity of money, scarcity of food, scarcity of time. I just kind of shifted it over here. So while I thought I was working through the scarcity, it was just taking on like a different lens. It was just taking on a different form, but the scarcity underneath was really there. So since then, there's times where I don't have any questions. And then my mind would be like, well, are you really trying to get better? Do you not have any questions? Everybody else has questions. You should have questions. Like, what? Like, how can you not have any questions? Are you not learning? Are you not growing? And I was like, good Lord, can I just drop the freaking story and realize I don't have questions this week? I don't. And that's a beautiful thing. And if I did, I know that my coach was there to answer them, to guide me. It's like so luxurious to know that that service, that mentorship, that guidance is there if I need it. And if I don't, that's okay too. It's like another level of luxury. Like, so I think of it like every time I go in the my pantry is like stocked full of like the most amazing foods and healthy foods and vitamins and all these things that I love, and I feel so grateful. And when I walk in there, I don't think I have to eat all these right now. I gotta eat it all. I used to be like, oh my gosh, I gotta make something with this because I don't want it to go to waste, or I better hurry up and eat this, or I'm only gonna eat this week because this was on sale. Like, that's how I used to operate. Now I walk in and I'm like, I can pick and choose what I want to eat, and that feels so luxurious for me. Like, what is my body really wanting? And then I'm going to make those nourishing foods. The same thing with this coaching container. I know that that support is there if I need it at any point in time, and that feels so luxurious. I don't have to ask a question just to ask a question to get my money's worth. That's me operating in the realm of scarcity. So I share this with you because I have become so aware of this pattern in myself, and I'm so grateful for it. And it can show in so many different ways. And I'm sure there's probably still ways that I do it that I'm not aware, but as soon as I'm aware, I address it. Because the scarcity was very deeply rooted within me. So I share this with you, one, to hopefully bring the awareness to you in maybe ways that you're not realizing that you're operating in scarcity because you gotta get your money's worth. There is so much luxurious value and support when you just know that this service is available for you. You know you can turn the heat up if you want to, but you don't have to. Like, you know there's food there to eat if you want, but you don't have to eat it if you're not hungry. Like, there's so many ways that we can just live in this like luxurious lifestyle, knowing that abundance is available to us. And there are just ways that scarcity kind of like sneaks up on us, right? Like, oh my gosh, it snuck up on me. I didn't realize, like, I'm trying to get my money's worth out of these courses and actually like dragging myself over the coals of exhaustion trying to get my money's worth. Like, that is not valuable. That's not how I want to live my life. That's not an abundant way of living my life. And so I point this out so hopefully you can see it. But I also see this in my clients, and how I see it sometimes pop up is that they might have a question for me, and their one question is actually filled with 3 questions, because like I have some services, like if you get an Akashic Records reading, you can ask like 2 to 3 questions. Well, like one question has 3 questions in it. And sometimes that's relevant, right? There's follow-up questions, and that totally makes sense. And then other times I can tell where they're trying to like squeeze in their 6 questions into the 3 questions. And it's just scarcity. I just see it as like, oh my gosh, I totally see this person. I used to do that not all that long ago, and I get it. And also knowing that when we live from that place, we get scarcity, or we create more scarcity. Gosh, there was something else I was going to share with you. I also see it when people will pay for a smaller container. So they'll get the lower container, or the mid to lower container, that doesn't have my support through Telegram. It might be just session based, or it might be like I have certain containers where I only work with individuals on certain days. And then in between, they'll like sprinkle in questions more and more. And again, sometimes that happens, right? That's fine. But when I can tell the scarcity is present is when it's like, okay, they got away with a little bit, and now a little bit more, and a little bit more, a little bit more. And that's another way. It's like, oh, well, I know I'm not paying for support in between sessions, but can you just answer this one question for me? And so sometimes I'll give a little bit of leeway, and then other times I'm like, this is across the energetic threshold. Like, it's not a pure energetic exchange for us anymore. So you're not actually compensating me for that, and it wouldn't be in good integrity for me to do that. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for our relationship. And so I will set those boundaries when they're energetically being crossed. But I say that with love because a lot of times people don't realize that they're doing it. And it's coming from scarcity, right? So they just feel like, oh, I just want to get my money's worth. And so I get that. I understand that. And I'm hoping that me sharing my experience with you helps you also maybe see areas that scarcity is showing up in your life. And now that you see it, you can choose to shift or adjust it differently.